nydiesels.com, putting the engine together for this beautiful girl over here. That's right, this truck will have no miles on it.
0 miles. 0 miles. See how beautiful it is. See? It's good.
Everything gone through on this engine. New rings, new rods, new everything. Mains, everything. Everything's been out. We build engines at nydiesels.com. Nobody does the second gen diesel truck better than us. Full rebuild. And nobody does everything that we do. Rebuilt engine, rebuilt 6-speed manual transmission, transfer case. Come on. This is basically a brand new truck. Stay tuned. What are you doing, Ronnie?
Put the bearings, new bearings.
Oh, you're putting the new rod bearings in?
Yeah.
Oh, beautiful. We're getting closer here. We're making headway. nydiesels.com, and as you saw, engine's got some beautiful. We actually had a set of low mileage pistons with around 30,000 miles on them. Put those pistons in. We put brand new rings in, all brand new rings, brand new rod bearings, main bearings. We set the crank out. Crank is perfect. You sent the head out. The head's perfect. You basically got a rebuilt engine here. All new seals, all new everything going in her. Who else does this for you? Nobody. nydiesels.com, and we're back in the shop. Oh yeah, man, and here we go. As we showed you on the last one, we are putting this beautiful rebuilt engine together, and she is back in the rig. And as you know, this truck is going to be as good as a new one. Now, this truck's going to be more money, but I'm telling you what, everything on this truck is brand new, including basically the engine. Rebuilt engine. Excellent. Oh man, Ronnie, you did a great job putting that in, and we got a rebuilt MV5600 going in there. And this truck's dirty because she's been in the shop, but wait till this truck is all set, man. Wow, you're not going to believe it, because at nydiesels.com, we've got the best second-gen Cummins diesel trucks you've ever seen in your life, brother. Oh, yeah. All gasketed up. New gaskets. All the gaskets in the complete engine. Wow. The job that we just did would cost you a lot of money, and you're getting it in this truck. But that's why you're doing business with nydiesels.com, because we don't skimp on anything. That's right. Everything on this truck is new, including the rebuilt engine. nydiesels.com. Ronnie, I can't wait to hear this thing fire up and go.
Oh yeah. Me too.
I'm out of control.
That's nice.
Yeah, baby, it is nice. We cooking with clean oil tonight, ain't we? Put the chicken on the stove and let's get breading. Ronnie, what are you doing?
I put a flywheel.
Oh man, what a nice job. Resurfaced flywheel. Every truck we sell, new clutch, turn flywheel. Now that engine's rebuilt. You get an engine with no miles on it. Ronnie, this truck is so clean, so beautiful. Everything on this truck, guys, this is a full rebuild. Everything is new on this truck. This is a full rebuild. We're out of our minds. Got a brand new clutch. All of our Highline trucks come with brand new clutches. Brand new front end, rebuilt front Dana 60 axle. Not finished yet, but it's going to get new ball joints, new wheel bearings, new axle seals, new axle U-joints, the whole front end, the steering box. Everything is new. New suspension, all new brakes, pads, e-brake cables. Over here we got a beautiful rebuilt NV5600 ready to go in. rebuilt transfer case, new paint, new bumpers, new lights, new everything. Guys, this is a new truck. We don't sell used trucks at nydiesels.com. This thing is from New Mexico. This truck is just beautiful. Everything on this truck is new. Great job, brother.
Yep.
None nicer. Nobody rebuilds second-gen Cummins diesel trucks like us. Actually, nobody does it at all. Beautiful. You'll never get a truck like that anywhere. It would. I've been adding it up. It cost you like $60,000, about $60,000 to do this truck. If you did it like, if you did it, that's what it cost. nydiesels.com, back in the shop, finishing up this beautiful girl. As you know, every component gets taken apart and gone through, rebuilt if necessary, change parts, re-gaskets, reseal. And that's what we're doing with the 241 transfer case right now for this truck. Know what you're buying. Don't get taken advantage of. Our trucks last years and years and years, and they work excellent without spending any money. If you go buy a used truck somewhere else, the money you'll be putting into it over the next few years, if you add it up, is going to be way more than what you could have bought one of my trucks for. We sell like new trucks when it comes to our Highline trucks. nydiesels.com. So after going through this transfer case, now this transfer case worked good, right, Ronnie?
Yep. But it's not.
But the parts inside are extremely worn. You know, there's hard to explain, but there's a lot of pieces inside these transfer cases where the transfer cases will still work. You'll still be able to drive the truck, but eventually something's going to break. It's going to come apart. Plastic pieces inside break. This is disintegrated plastic inside that goes inside this ring here. You know, and we're just getting into this thing. You know, this is why I always tell people, just because it runs and drives good doesn't mean it's good on the inside. You could be getting a basket case that's ready to come apart. You know, sometimes we take apart these things and somebody doctored it up. It's all glued together with a bunch of nonsense. Just the absolute worst cob job that you could ever want. You know, but you don't know that because you're not a transfer case specialist and you haven't had the transfer case open. You might not even know what a transfer case does. But let me tell you something. Your transfer case is what drives the final part of your drive before your rear end. You know what I mean? Your flywheel, your engine, your crank turns your flywheel, you know, or your flex plate, which in turn turns your transmission, automatic or manual, which in turn turns the gears inside the transfer case. Now, transfer case is actually your drive unit. This is what turns your drive shafts. This is really a really important piece of your drivetrain. If not, you know, transmission is very important, but the transfer case, especially in a four-wheel drive truck, you need it. You know what I mean? You need to know that your 4 low, 4 high, and 2 high all work correctly. You know, you need to understand how they work. You know, these transfer cases, you're supposed to shift on the fly. If they don't, there's a problem. They should never grind. They should never grind going in between. If they do, there's a problem there. And like I said, just because you got it locked in and it's working doesn't mean it's right. So, you know, we want our customers to make sure they're never going to have any problems. That's why we take apart every single transfer case. So, you know, you need to know what all this stuff does and how it works. And, you know, Ronnie carefully takes everything apart and inspects everything. You know, so when you go buy a truck from somebody else, for example, this transfer case right here, you drove the truck and the truck ran and drove good. So many guys, I don't understand. They go and buy, you know, guys will come to me and then they'll be like, John, I'm interested in one of your trucks. I'm like, okay, cool. They set up an appointment, and then I text them, I'm like, yo, you still coming tomorrow? No, you know what, John, I found a truck closer to me and cheaper. Then they call me 6 or 8 months down the road. Man, John, I should have bought that truck from you because, you know, the one that I bought was, you know, I saved $7,000, but man, you know, the injection pump went, the clutch went, the front end went, the computers went bad, everything. Guys, this is what you're up against. Yep, we don't have that problem at nydiesels.com. That engine right there is a rebuilt engine. We rebuilt it right here. We showed you we rebuilt it. The 6-speed transmission, MV5600, is rebuilt. We showed you the new flywheel, or the return flywheel, the new clutch. This got all new accessories. This gets all new everything. Guys, this is all new front end. We show you everything. Go ahead, guys. Buy price and see where it gets you. You think you're getting something because you guys, a lot of you guys are lazy and don't want to travel. Well, it'll bite you in the ass. I promise you that. So when it bites you, then you'll know. And you'll never, ever get a truck like a John the Dieselman truck. Ever. So while you're driving that truck that's cheaper, and if you get a year out of it before you got to put money into it and you think it's sweet, still not as sweet as a John the Dieselman truck will ever be. Never. Our trucks are like brand new at nydiesels.com. This is just a little bit of quick information about transfer cases and what you can't see on the inside. Go ahead, Ronnie.
No, it's just try show you that sometimes people don't check well, and now the nylon for this piece is missing. But if you turn it, they keep it driving with that. See what happened? They destroy that piece. Now you need the whole piece, and it's really expensive. See? Because nobody checked it before.
So what you're saying is somebody was driving it with no bushing.
You see how worn it is?
Bring it closer to the camera.
Yeah. See?
Closer.
Basically, they destroy the piece. Now you can do nothing. You need the whole piece.
Yeah.
See?
This is just explanation of you can go buy a truck somewhere else, but until you dig inside it, you don't know what you're getting. What Ronnie is trying to say is that somebody was driving this with a bad bushing, and the bushing went bad completely, and as they were continuing to try to use this, it wore out the metal on this piece.
Mm-hmm. Exactly this. I want to say that. See?
That's no good. It's garbage.
No, nope, it's garbage.
Time for a new one. nydiesels.com, finishing our beautiful truck here and going through the front end, the front Dana 60 axle. And you know, when we take our axles apart, we clean them really, really well inside and make sure they're spotless, make sure there's no damage. We clean the whole axle tube housing. We put new axle seals in. You know, and then we work our way out where we put on the rest of the front end. We put new ball joints. We put new axle U-joints. We check the axles as well for damage. We check everything and, you know, take our differential completely apart and then put it all back together. And she's getting ready to go back in this baby. When you buy a truck from nydiesels.com, you don't got to worry about problems. Back again here, just showing you the new axle seals installed. We come to the other side. Most people don't ever do axle seals. They hate doing it. And a lot of times they don't put them in right. I can't get the light right. Brand new.
Nice, huh?
Yeah, you did a great job.
Yeah, nice.
The installs are not easy on these. Hello!
What the fuck? What you doing? Hey!